What's up, guys? Gherkin here. Wanted to go over something interesting based off of my first 2 weeks or so with Sparkle. I guess it's been 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's actually been. But Sparkle, I think when she was marketed and when people were hyping her up, everyone was essentially talking about how she was like the hyper carry queen, right? So obviously she gives you action forward. Mine's at 161, which I know is slow. Haha, Mr. Pokey. I have a very slow one. I do got her signature light cone. 201 crit damage though with 161 seems pretty good. I got her mostly invested in the stuff that matters. I am on broken keel, but I am at the 39%, so it's fine. I get the crit damage buff, so she's very, very good. She's not like exceptional, so I have a good amount of experience with her. And the first thing that struck me about Sparkle was a lot of teams you put Ruan-Mei on actually work better with Sparkle. Now, what do I mean by this? So Ruan-Mei is supposed to be, the queen of dual DPS comps. And I have a pretty cracked one, right? Got the 185 break effect. I got my past and self mirror. And I have her at E1, I think. Where did she go? There she is. We have her E1, so super relatable, right? And she's at like 138 speed. She's like pretty good. She's like, she's very strong. And people liked her because she was skill point positive, right? You could run 2 DPSs. She didn't have to buff one specifically. She just kept up a permanent buff, which meant both sides got, OP damage boosts. One thing, though, that wasn't mentioned with Sparkle was Sparkle's action forward buffs until the start of the next turn, right? So, obviously, all the units that's OP with are follow-up attack units. Now, one thing I've noticed, excuse me, I'm sick. I'm literally dying to make this content for you guys. One thing I've noticed in practical gameplay so far with Sparkle is that, I'm gonna pull up the list. The follow-up attack units that we have actually are pretty goated if you take out Ruan-Mei, and I'm specifically talking about if you run Doctor Ratio, and I'm gonna get a Topaz, but if you go Doctor Ratio in Topaz, and you swap the Ruan-Mei out for Sparkle, you can keep action forwarding the Doctor Ratio, and he will trigger the follow-up attacks from Topaz, making it so he not only gets the crit buff and all that fun stuff on his follow-up attacks, but the more he goes, the more Numby gets to go, right? So you don't necessarily need Ruan-Mei in order to make both of them do crazy DPS. I think the raw stats Sparkle gives to both of them through the ult and then through extra skill points makes it so specifically the Doctor Ratio and the Topaz Numby comp is actually really great, and you don't necessarily need Ruan-Mei. Now, if you're zero cycling or doing Pure Fiction, I think you just run Sparkle and Ruan-Mei. And then you go like Doctor Ratio Topaz, or you go Himiko Herta, because like Sparkle is just so unbelievably good with follow-up attacks. It's crazy. She makes follow-up attacks like ridiculously good. I thought that my damage was boosted a lot from Ruan-Mei, and it was, but it's not the same. Sparkle's so good that I forgot I even had a Bronya. Sparkle is so good that I just got E1 Bronya, and I haven't even noticed it. Like, I just hit E1 Bronya, and I don't even care, because it's like, oh, whatever, E1 Bronya. So cool, right? I don't really care. So, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I think, Jing Yuan with Topaz isn't as good. You probably still want to run Ruan-Mei, because I don't think that your Sparkle action forwarding Jing Yuan isn't necessarily going to bring his follow-up attack quicker. And the reason that Dr. Ratio and Topaz work so well with the follow-up attacks is you get her Numby to attack a lot sooner. He just doesn't have as much follow-up attacks, so it's just kind of, I think, more of a useless thing. I think Jing Yuan with Sparkle alone and not even running Topaz is probably more ideal to be honest. I could be wrong. I do really like Jinyuan, though. Just to show you what my Jinyuan's looking like right now. He's not incredible. I have his Lycone. I'm at 63, 121, so obviously he's pretty trash. I can't remember if he's wearing all of his best relics, because obviously the relics are far and few between, and they're split up. But he gets the job done, you know? Our general is pretty decent. And we just raised Herta as well, and I was testing Herta with Sparkle. I actually like Herta a lot with Sparkle, because you get such a freaking overpowered, you know, Udo spin attack. That being said, she's not the one that gets buffed, right? So, I mean, Himiko is the one that's probably going to get buffed if I ever get a Himiko. It's crazy that I don't have a Himiko yet, by the way. Just going to keep it 100%. Like, I need a Himiko. It's so lame that I don't have one. I even have this thing fully ready for Himiko. So, you know, obviously Himiko, though, she's going to get this one because this one's just better in every way. So, you know, that's my thoughts on Sparkle so far in terms of follow-up attacks. Stay tuned for, you know, more content like this. Maybe we'll delve into some Dragon's Dogma next week once it comes out. But as always, mainly Honkai Star Rail, and mostly Feels takes from me.